Yay. Okay, it looks like we're live.
Great.
I never know when it's going to go live. All right, let's see. I follow on my phone too, so I can see what's in real time.
That's a good idea.
Perfect. All right, we are live, folks. Welcome to Lisa Zimmer Essential Oils Biz Tips. I'm Lisa Zimmer of Doterra Blue Diamond, and I love to come here and train every day about how you can build a better, simpler, more fabulous doTERRA business for yourself. So if you're following me here, I'm currently on Lisa Zimmer Essential Oils Biz Tips on Facebook. If you're re-watching this on YouTube, please feel free to join my Facebook group. It's open to anyone building a doTERRA business. I'm super excited about today. We have a special guest, Andrew Donovan, who is kind of like a doTERRA celebrity. I guess he is a doTERRA celebrity. So you've probably seen his face on a lot of videos in doTERRA because he's one of the original 6 that created the share success tools that we all used for years that transitioned into doTERRA's current empowered success tools. So I'm super excited to have him here today. What he is going to help us with, he's going to help us step up our game. So here at Lisa Zimmer Essential Oils Biz Tips and the Zimmer Tools, I teach you how to simplify your biz to get it going again. Whether you're looking to relaunch your business, find the joy in your business again with our make and takes, or launch new builders, I teach you how to keep it super, super simple, and done is better than perfect. Well, now that we're mastering those tools, the trifold, the 60-second enrollment, the FAQ add 'em and tag 'em, the make and takes, right? Andrew's skill set is in helping us step up our game after that. And so he's got tools to help you up level. He's got what I love is you guys are always asking, what do I do when? What do I do when this happens? What do I say when this happens? And he specializes in scripts. And so many people need that because we need the words. We need to know what to say and when and how to say it. And he's going to take us through this awesome training program that he has to help us do that. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Andrew. Yay, I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me. I feel super privileged because I know this is like one of the most hip happening places to be in all of doTERRA on Facebook. So I'm blessed to be here with you. And you nailed it. I love scripts and I love strategy. Those are the things that I feel like I'm really good at in doTERRA. I know people come to you because you just got this amazing ability to make complex things seem more simple, which is why like the trifolds are like, what did you say to me on the phone? How has nobody made trifolds before me?
I did. I was perplexed.
Because it was such an obvious thing that needed to be made, or your
And
60
then I
second.
realized that you were, one of the creators of the tools, and I was like, open mouth, insert foot.
Oh, you're totally fine. You know, if I've learned anything, Lisa, like not one thing doesn't work for everybody. And you found a little niche market where there's a pool of us who don't want to have access to everything. We just want a few things that work really, really well. And that's why I think your stuff is so appealing to me and to people on our team too. So thank you for having me here.
You're welcome.
So I'd love to talk to you guys a little bit about strategy and scripts. Lisa mentioned how done is better than perfect. And here when you do things the Zimmer way, you've got the trifold, you've got the 60-second close, you've got the add 'em and tag 'em. And people are still asking, like, what do I do every day? What do I say to people? So let me show you a little bit of my doTERRA history. You already mentioned that I was one of the original 6 people who helped write the Share Success system. So if you guys are brand new and you don't know, that empowered success tool system that doTERRA makes, the Not Just Solutions class handout, the Live, Share, Build guide, and all the rank guides, before doTERRA acquired that, it was called Share Success. And I was one of the original authors of that tool set. And so part of my role was taking complicated things and distilling them into something simple and strategic. And that's where my talent really shines. So in that experience, besides building my own doTERRA team, I've gotten to travel around the world and work with doTERRA teams all over the planet. Like every rock star that you follow on social media. I've probably worked with them. I've trained a lot of teams. I've helped a lot of people rank advanced outside of my own team, like lots and lots and lots and lots. And it was always funny to me how no matter which country I was working with the team from, the question was usually the same. It was like, this is so complex. What do I do every day? and, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about? You share oils and you teach them and you sign them up, and then you move on to the next person. But people were still asking that question. And what I finally realized, Lisa, is that we were assuming people came to doTERRA with a skill set. We were assuming that because you gave someone a trifold or a live guide or a class handout, that they knew how to talk about it in an eloquent way, or that they had the word tracks. And that's where I realized we need to have something that gives people more strategy for how they use their tools, and that gives them the word tracks, or as you call them, the scripts, so that no matter which situation you're in, you always have words that will be useful and can lead someone along your doTERRA pathway so that they end up enrolled as a customer or a builder who's actually building, right?
Yeah.
So am I talking about this in the right way?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So, okay, I want to make sure that we're following our comments here. Everyone's saying, oh, just hi. Hi, Julie. Good to see you there. Hi, Jamie. I love Jamie Norris. So as you guys are getting started with this on this chat, where would you say you feel like you're lacking in scripts? Is it knowing how to deliver a sample in a professional environment? Is it knowing how to talk about the products when you're transitioning into, like, from the class content to the enrollment part of the class? Is it how to do the wellness consult? Is it how to invite someone to the business? Patty says, hi, Lisa and Andrew. Okay. So excited to be here. I know we probably have a little bit of a delay too. You get jam-packed Facebook Lives. This is so fun. It's so popular.
Those elevator speeches, that was a big topic today. And one of, I think, like in the Premier and Silver board is help. We just need these different elevator speeches for all these different scenarios. Like, give me that quick script. Yeah, because I think people
someone says, what do you do, right?
Yep. People just panic and don't know what to say.
Yeah, totally. Snow day. I love that. Okay, Pam says, sharing the business portion during the class. So that's after you taught the class, how do you transition into the business invite? How to invite to the biz. I love it. That's probably the most common script that people are missing, how to invite to the biz. Funny enough, that's the part that I feel the most comfortable about in doTERRA. Let's see. Oh, Amanda said 3 make and takes and 3 enrollments. That's awesome. Let's see. Lisa says, I'm in sales for the day job. Even with the skill set, we use the scripts regularly for most things. You guys, that's like, most industries have scripts to teach how to do things. Yeah. Like doTERRA shouldn't be any different. Mary says, running at the mouth. I need efficient. I love that. Amy says, struggling with the close. Okay. So let me tie all this in together. By the way, welcome to the 100th person that just joined this Facebook Live. That's fun. So all of you guys, the biz scripts are the most common place where people feel stuck, but a lot of you guys have other things, like just wondering, not being so wordy or overwhelming them. I came up with this term that I use all the time in doTERRA. It's called scatterbrain. Scatterbrain to me refers to the lack of what Lisa's talking about. Scatterbrain refers to, oh, thanks, that's good, we got rid of that sound. Scatterbrain refers to when you're using too many tools all at once. And Lisa's the opposite of scatterbrain. Lisa's trifold, make and take, invite, or add them and tag them. Like, it's just super clear cut, right? There's not a lot of like wondering if you should use something in this situation. It's really easy to get. Scatterbrain is the opposite of that. Scatterbrain looks like what most people do in doTERRA. Most people try and follow 50 social media gurus. They try and use 50 different brochures and handouts. They try and follow 50 different Facebook groups. And then when you want to share the business with someone, you present all of that to your new builder prospect. And they're like, there's no way I could do this. This is ridiculous. And it scares them away. Scatterbrain also looks like trying to be good at everything all at once in doTERRA. So the reason why I love your segue into this, Lisa, when you said I'm the next step after your Zimmer way, is because I like to take someone who's gotten really good at a certain set of tools, which is your people here, and teach them how to implement those in a really tight-knit strategy. a strategy that is stepwise. You only do one little step at a time in your strategy. You're not overwhelmed, and you only focus on developing skills and scripts for the step that you're currently on in the strategy, if that makes sense.
I like that.
Is this when I should jump in and show what my strategy looks like?
Yeah, why don't you share with them? Go ahead and I think you have the ability to screen share. If not, let me know and I'll switch you to host. I think I need to make you, instead of a panelist, I'm going to give you host abilities.
Okay.
There you go.
Give me all the... There we go. Awesome.
Cool. All right.
Okay. So, if you guys follow me on social media, you know that I'm the guy that created 7 Steps to Residual Income. So this is my strategy course on Doterra, and I'm going to take you through a little tour of 7 steps, which is really, really exciting to me because this is where I've helped a lot of people who need the scripts, that need the word tracks and more strategy in the business. So looks like I'm being a little bit pokey. So when someone comes to me in Doterra and they say, I use the Zimmer tools or I use whatever tools, but I still don't know what to do every day, I say, okay, we need to map out a stepwise strategy. We're focusing on too many things at once. You need to focus on one step at a time in your strategy, and we're only going to develop the skills you need for just the next step. Lisa, do you hear that feedback, that loud echoey sound?
Say that again.
I just hear a little feedback. I'm worried that they're getting into our Facebook Live. Okay, there we go. It went away, but now I can't hear you talking. So, okay, but that's okay. Just unmute yourself when you need to talk with me. Okay, let's see here. Well, that's embarrassing. My internet's failing me. So 7 steps to residual income is exactly what it sounds like. You've got your Doterra strategy broken down into 7 small, simple steps. And each step is really easy to do. So instead of feeling, I'm going to stop the screen share until this comes back to me. My internet is being kind of clunky on me. Sorry, guys. So for example, step 1 is enroll 3 customers with LRP. So who was our friend here who said she just did her first Make and Date class and got 3 enrollments? Like, that's a good example of my step 1, how to enroll 3 customers, not just 3 customers, 3 customers with LRP. Now, there are certain scripts that are really useful for that process, certain skills that you want to have mastered at an excellency level in order to do that. I don't just want people to be able to, by happenstance, get 3 enrollments and then not be able to duplicate it themselves or in their downline. I want them to have that skill set down so pat that they can enroll 3 customers at a Make and Take class, on a cruise, at Disneyland. These are, by the way, places where I actually get enrollments for my Doterra business. And it's because I've mastered my skill set. I've mastered my words, my scripts. So a few of you guys mentioned that the transitions at the end of the class, how to transition into the close. That's the awkward part for you, which is, I think that's Lisa's 60-second close. So you should be just doing that.
They should have that by now. Oh, it just takes practice, so much practice.
Yeah, you have to master the skills. You have to master, it's that excellency that you have to achieve in your skill set, in your scripts. So I teach people in my strategy, step 1, how to enroll 3 customers with LRP. Now, the thing that I love about this is I only teach the skills. So if you're using the Zimmer Genius tools, like the trifolds and the Make and Take pieces, those fit perfectly in. We're going to help you use those same tools, and I'm going to teach you how to be the master of your words so that you don't ever feel, you guys, when I started Doterra, I still felt like a dummy standing in front of a class at a chiropractor's office or in someone's living room and pretending to be this, essential oil guru when I was new. I felt like such a fraud. Do any of you guys relate to that? And it's because I didn't have my words down pat. It's because I didn't feel like I know what I was saying. So I was kind of making it up. And back then, I didn't have the genius tools that we have now. I had more rudimentary things, and I would still rely on my tools. And without having the word tracks to pair with them, it was more difficult. Does that make sense to you? So that's the first step. Once we've achieved that step in the strategy, we move on to step 2, which is how to enroll 2 builders with LRP. A similar skill set as step 1, we just add a couple layers on. And the reason why it's not overwhelming is because you're so lasered in. We're not talking about how to do booze. We're not talking about how to do business to business and how to become an aroma touch trainer and all this stuff that people, all the many things that you get distracted with. We're just talking about those core foundational skills that you master in the right order, and we master the word tracks, the scripts for each level in that. So Lisa, seeing how you've transformed a lot of wellness advocates with your tools, how would this be a nice complement to where people are right now?
So the reason it works is people get into biz tips, right? And it has grown to 26,000 wellness advocates who have 26,000 different questions and problems. And so people get in here and we're learning about vendor events. We're learning about LRP love and LRP retention. We're learning 60-second. We're learning make and take. We're learning, it's like a lot. It's fabulous, but this is going to be perfect for the people that need that foundation, focus, to level up, to start finding builders. So for example, in my WWZD course last night, one of the biggest frustrations with newer builders, for example, one person has 55 people on their team and no builders. Another has 100 on her team and no builders. And it's that transition of obviously they haven't found the tools yet, the words, to peel back the layers and find those builders in those 55 or 100. They're there, right? They're not implementing the transitional scripts to locate them or to offer them the opportunity because they're uncomfortable. And so
Right.
this is where we need to hone in now. Biz tips, awesome. We have tons of great information. But let's hone in, and those people that need it, the people that especially, right, the people with 55 and 100 and a couple hundred on their team. This is where I was failing, right? I got all the way to diamond with very few builders because I wasn't presenting the opportunity and creating the words simple enough to duplicate and find builders. So This is why you're honing in on the skill set that people need, whereas when they get in biz tips, there's so much information they can't focus.
Well, what I love about what you've done is, to me, you are the living model of what I call a stepwise strategy. You guys, and I should probably give some context why I use that word. So a lot of people will bring to me, I coach people all over the company. A lot of people bring to me their business strategy, and it's like, squirrel, 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 squirrel. They're trying to do 50 things all at once. And yours is so simple. Take a trifold to someone to introduce them to the concept of oils. Do a make and take class to get them enrolled, right? And then add them and tag them so that they're plugged into your group. And it's like little step, little step, little step. And to me, that's a stepwise strategy. Instead of squirrel, 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 it's step one. Once you've done step one, move on to step two. Once you've done step two, move on to step three. And you only do one step at a time, and until you've mastered that step. And so where this leads off from that is now we're talking about how to make sure that you've got the scripts, the word tracks along the way of each of those steps, and then how you implement that in the duplication process for your entire downline. And where, what I love about having a strategy that creates mastery for these foundational skills is that I don't care how fancy you want your doTERRA business to get. If you want to build doTERRA on Instagram, if you want to start building your own tool set, if you want to do essential oils and horses or essential oils and cakes, like no matter how fancy you get, you still have to have a foundational strategy, that foundational skill set, because it will apply everywhere. And even if you learn how to get 20 enrollments online every month with your essential oils and cupcakes YouTube channel, you're still going to need that foundational strategy and skill set to show your downline how to do the basics in doTERRA.
Yeah, because they're not going to be a cupcake guru, so they're going to have to use those tools in the rest of the situations that we have, right?
Because they apply everywhere. I mean, I was on a cruise for 2 weeks. I had a whole bunch of people on my cruise ship. Like, we'd be at dinner with new people each night, and I'd chat with people, and I would just whip out my skill set and sign them up on the spot. It wasn't hard. And people hear that and they say, what? How on earth would you sign someone up on a cruise ship? And I think, you guys, it's the same basic skills over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if you're on a cruise ship or if you're at the chiropractor office or if you're talking to someone on the ski lift going up the slopes. It's the same thing. You just need to master it.
And get confident.
Yeah. Well, the mastery brings the confidence.
Exactly. Yep. It builds the confidence. Yep. People are always like, why are you so confident? I said, because when I do that same process over and over and over, it builds the confidence.
Yeah. Well, so Lisa and I are really excited to announce a new partnership that we're starting here. I'm so glad that we've chatted about this because there is such a need for this. I mean, obviously the numbers in your Facebook group show how people need the simplification. So I'm going to screen share here and show you exactly what we have for you, what we prepared for you here. So this is what 7 steps to residual income looks like. I'm just going to show you some slides here. So you only focus on the skills you need to achieve each next step. So I'm going to just let you see on the outline there on the left side what the steps are. Step 1 is what I already shared with you, how to enroll 3 customers with LRP. Now, I don't care if you're a brand new wellness advocate or if you're a doTERRA Diamond, we all want to enroll 3 customers with LRP. So the steps are always relevant. And step 2 is enroll 2 builders with LRP, again, applicable at every rank. Step 3 is about mastering elite rank. Now, if you're not elite already, this will be phenomenal for you because it will show you how to add the word tracks that you need to the tools that you're already using from Lisa. And it's going to be just the most gorgeous complement. If you're already an elite or above, this is going to be great because every rank is built out of elites. So if you're going for presidential diamond, you need to learn how to make 54 elites to be a presidential. Step 4 is probably the most important step. This is the step about creating an enrolling rhythm. What I mean by that is once you've busted out your first couple of ranks, it doesn't matter how big you are in doTERRA, your enrolling rhythm is your most powerful mechanism for driving your business growth. So for me, I make a commitment to myself to enroll a few customers and 1 builder every single month. It doesn't matter how busy my life gets, I'm always going to enroll a few customers and a builder every month, which means that I will always have fresh blood coming into my business. I always have new customer enrollments to fill in power 3 holes, new builders to add strength to legs where I need it. And again, this is the practical application of the tools that you're using from Lisa. Those trifolds will be used in your personal enrolling rhythm. Lisa, you can relate to this. Is it not the worst thing ever when someone buys an amazing tool from you and then they don't use it?
And it happens too often.
Yeah. And it's so sad because those people have dreams. Like you want to get your husband home from work, or you want to quit your job or send your kids to piano lessons or whatever you want to do with your doTERRA income. And you have this amazing tool. It doesn't work until you use it. And step 4 is where you learn that practical, consistent rhythm where you're always getting personal enrollments every month and maximizing these tools that have been presented to you. And then step 5, premier rank mastery. Step 3 is power 3 mastery. And step 7 is silver rank mastery, which again is relevant to go diamond and presidential diamond even. So that's how the steps work. And we have people at every level working on it. Just so you know, the skills are the skills that you need for the basic duplication model. The perfect script for giving a sample, the perfect script for inviting, the perfect script for doing a class. Now, I know a lot of you guys are lovers of make and take classes. The script that I'm going to teach you for a basic intro to oils class, you'll be able to take the core components of it and still use it in your make and take class. They're not going to conflict at all. So because I know that make and takes are a lot more fun to some of you than the intro to oils class, doesn't matter. It's the same process to transition to the business, the same process to transition to kits, the same process to transition into inviting someone to build, all of that, okay? So, got to skip through these slides. We've been doing this for over a year now, and it's getting super popular in doTERRA, just like the Zimmer way is getting really popular because people want that simplicity. And so I save all the testimonials that people send in to me because they're so heartwarming to see how people develop. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, this is really cool, but what about all the free trainings? So I think I can talk about this in a really genuine way in your group here, because you've got a group of people here who love your trifolds and your hands that you make, and they're using those either in place of or in conjunction with the stuff the company produces. You guys, here's my answer to this. I helped write a lot of the free trainings that doTERRA offers. I was one of the original creators of a lot of that stuff. It is awesome. It's so beautiful. And at the same time, people still come and they say, what do I do every day? And that's why we're having this conversation. It doesn't matter how beautiful your lift share build guides are. People still want to know, what's my business strategy that I follow step by step by step every day of my Doterra life? And what do I say in the process? What are my word tracks to ask someone to be my builder? That's why we're having this conversation. So I'm going to skip through most of this stuff just so you guys know what's included in my course. First, you've got the actual course, which is each of those 7 steps is broken down into modules. Step 1 has a series of videos. They're short, sweet, beautiful videos. They're graphic laden, so you visual learners have pretty things to look at. And then it's me talking. Hopefully you like my voice. And the videos are like 3 to 8 minutes long. So I'm all about being compendious and just getting to the point. Let's not waste any time. It also comes with a workbook, and the workbook has scripts for everything. So those of you guys that are saying, what about, like, how do I transition to the business? How do I do this and that? The scripts will tell you exactly what to say. And I will show you the most efficient way to master your scripts so you feel uber confident. And then there's also a set of cheat sheets. So, you got the workbook, the scripts. Let me get there. There's also an upline guide that you give to your upline. And it's a guide that just shows your upline what you're developing in your skill set, just so they can support you. It's also relevant for when you want to recruit builders using 3-way calls. And that will show your upline exactly how to support you with that. If you don't work with an upline directly, don't worry about it. Your skills will allow you to be unstoppable regardless. And then there's a set of cheat sheets for when you just need like a little quick reference. You want the bullet points, not the full script. Just so you guys know, I helped develop all this stuff, and I still use the cheat sheets when I'm recruiting someone to the business, when I'm putting together the 30, 60, 90-day launch plan. I still use my cheat sheets, okay? So you got the workbook, the scripts, the upline guide, the cheat sheets. There's a Facebook group. I know you've already got the best Facebook group in Doterra. For when you have 7 steps to residual income specific strategy related questions, we have a group for that. And it's super valuable. And the last thing that I'm going to show you here is this. You might be thinking, okay, this would be fun to do by myself, but what if I could do it with a group? So I know you guys have done courses and programs like that because Lisa has the WWZD, which is life-changing for so many of you. So one of my good friends, Victoria Pleckenpohl, came to me recently and she said, my whole team's using 7 steps to develop their strategy and skills, but we want to do it as a group. How could we make that happen? And I love this question. We put our heads together and came up with this idea that we're calling strategy pods. And a strategy pod is basically a pod of 2 to 5 people going through the 7 steps course together. It's a 6-month course with your pod. You have super high accountability. There's weekly calls for the first 8 weeks with your pod members. And they're so fun because, first of all, there's no leader in the pod. It's peer-to-peer coaching. So every week you guys get an email that tell you which videos to watch, which assignments to do, and what to actually execute in your real life business that week. And then you come on a weekly call with your pod and you talk about it and you ask questions. And someone says, I'm hitting this wall. What are you guys doing to break through that? And people are saying, this is what's working for me. And we've been doing the pods for about 6 months now, and it's blowing up. Like, people are hitting silver in 8 weeks. It's freaking amazing. And it helps you stay on pace with your goals. And it also gives you really good pricing. So Lisa, do you want me to show the special offer that we put together here?
Yes, and I want to make sure people know too that as soon as the video is done, we're going to repost this special. We're going to repost this special where to click and where to order and pricing just for our partnership that we put together, right? Because it's a special deal for them.
Yep. Yeah. So of course, whenever Lisa posts something, she always wants to give her people a deal. So
I like deals. I like free. Well, I like coupons. I like discounts.
I like discounts too. So this is everything that comes in 7 steps to residual income. You have the actual course. It's mobile friendly, so you can access it from a phone, a tablet, a computer, anywhere in the world. You get your workbook and strips. They're digital downloads. You can watch on your iPad or print them off yourself, the upline guide, the cheat sheets, and the forum. And the way that it works is the first option is a strategy pod. So the strategy pod is $300 for 2 to 5 people. On my website, it's $500. So we knocked $200 off for Lisa's group. So you save a lot of money. If you can have 5 people max. You guys don't email my team and ask if you can have 6 or 7. They'll say no. They'll say, Andrew says no. Sorry, he loves you. The reason why is because, oh my gosh, I put the wrong link on that slide. Sorry. Ignore that link. It's well, I can just tell you what it is. It's this same thing, but it's Lisa Zimmer is the link. There we go. Yeah, voila. So we found that 5 people is the maximum to keep the accountability and the motivation high. If the pod gets too big, it's really easy to skip an accountability call and to disappear. And then you're not getting results and you're not making money. And then you're like, Lisa, my business isn't growing. And Lisa's like, it's because you're not showing up, right? So 2 to 5 people is where the magic is. So if you have 5 people in the group and everyone splits the cost of the pod, it's as low as $60 a person. So we did this because we wanted it to be affordable to builders of every rank. And I'm really proud of how we structured this because if you do the work, you show up, you guys, you can do a strategy pod in as few as 10 to 15 hours a week. And if you do the work, you'll make the money back in the first like 5 days. So if you want to do this solo, there's an individual lifetime option. It's normally $239 on my website, and we discounted it to $174.99. These are US dollars. Again, wrong link. Voila. And so that gives you all the workbooks, the scripts, the whole course, lifetime access. And then if you need to break it into a payment plan, you can do 4 payments of $49.99. Normally it's 4 payments of $59. This 4 payments of $49. So options no matter what. Of course, there's a money back guarantee. So if you're looking at this thinking, okay, this looks fun, I'm just not entirely sure. Basically, I found that there's usually 2 kinds of people that come to me for help or come to anyone, like any guru like Lisa. People who are learners and people who are doers. The learners are the people who show up to every Facebook Live, they come to the team trainings, and they keep showing up and they keep showing up and they wonder how come nothing's happening. The doers are the people who actually take the action. So if you're the kind of person that says, I don't know exactly how this would work, but I see that it's working for a lot of other people and I'm willing to take that risk. Well, if it doesn't work out for you, then you just email my team and they refund your money. They don't even ask you why. They just say, we refunded your money. Hope you come back. Andrew loves you. So the only risk you actually have is the headache and the pain of not seeing your business grow the way that you want it to. And I can tell you right now, the proof is in the numbers for us here. We have so many people that are hitting elite their first month, silver in 8 weeks. I can't guarantee any results, but I can guarantee that if you're willing to show up and do the work, you will make more residual income, you will grow that confidence, and your business will be so much more strategic and so much simpler. So Lisa, do we want to open up to any questions that I haven't been watching the chat at all here?
So I've been following along in chat, and one thing, let me ask you if this would work, right? So for their pods, it doesn't have to be their own team, correct? It's just 2 to 5 people. Feel free, folks, to use the comments thread in here to start figuring out your pods. You can post your name and your rank, and if you're interested, you can all start using this post to put your pods together, right? Because what the price end up being, $60 per person that way?
$300 for a pod, and it's as low as $60. It depends on how many people. If you put 3 people in your pod, you split it 3 ways. 5 people.
Yeah. Yep. Find your 5. So find your 5, put your pods together, because this is really, I mean, this is up leveling your game. I'd say it's the basics, but what happens when I say that is, right? So back when I started this business, everybody's in a different place in their business, right? So if you're any place at all where you feel stuck on anything whatsoever, this is your answer, because it's going to give you the confidence with those words, right? So the trifold's giving you that confidence to approach someone now that you were afraid to approach before. Or, for example, for me, someone would say, tell me about your oils. And I'd just be like, where do I even begin? Like, there's so much up here. Or it would all come out, right? And they'd run away. But combine that confidence of the tools with the confidence of the words. So it really doesn't matter what rank you're at, because there's something that we always need help with. And that's what I'm just most excited about this. Kind of like, I feel like we're putting the bow on it, Andrew. We're tying it all together and being able to give everyone the whole package finally. Like, we got the tools. I got enough I give people enough information to get them to be able to share doTERRA. And now that they can hand out a trifold or read from a trifold and do it, they're like, yay, I can do it. Now, how do I get these 55 to 100 people to want to build? And so they need to know where to go next.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you use the word confidence, because that's really what comes out of all of this. Like finding the builders, having the confidence. And when we built 7 steps, we deliberately didn't incorporate tools, because I know that different tools resonate for different people. There's obviously a huge population that resonate with your tools, and I'm really pleased to see how easily they plug in here. So some
questions. Yep.
okay.
So one of the questions is, right. So one of the questions was about sampling, right? So there are 2 ways to build a doTERRA business. So for example, like the first 8 years of the business, everyone sampled. Now, some people sample, some people don't sample and do make and takes. It's the same thing with our tools, right? You're going to pick from Andrew's program what you're going to use. If you don't sample, then don't worry about the sampling script. But it's super important to still know that it exists. So these teams that are successful with sampling, say you get a downline that loves sampling and that it's working for them, you're going to have the skill set help support them. And that's not my bag, right? My bag is make and takes and basically having them pay for their sample at the make and take. Not everybody's going to do that, right? One of my crossline friends, she's super successful in Facebook building and doesn't sample and doesn't do make and takes, right? You're going to pick from these components, but it's super important for you to know the basics of them because your downline might be different. Did I explain that okay, Andrew?
I think it's a great explanation.
Okay.
Let's see, Valerie asked for the paper. Valerie said paper book or ebook. It's an ebook, and then you can print it off if you want a paper book.
Okay. And then 6 months. They're asking, tell us about the 6-month commitment there.
Yes. So, Claire's asking that. So, 6 months is how the strategy pods are the 6-month one. If you do the individual version, that's a lifetime access to the course. But strategy pods are for 6 months, and it's timed. So, just so you guys know, Claire and everyone else looking at the pods are my favorite way to go because you have friends to do it with. I don't care if you have 2 people or 5 people in your pod. It's just more fun, and you use more money, of course, that way. So 6 months, you go through the course. Everybody in the pod gets all the tools. They all get all the workbooks and the scripts and the videos and all of that. And each week for the first 8 weeks, you get an email telling you which videos to watch, which assignments to do, and which action to take in your business that week, and what to talk about with your pod for your 30-minute weekly accountability call. The calls can be on Zoom. Most people just use Facebook Messenger because you can just have a Facebook group chat thread and it's free everywhere in the world. And so you have a 30-minute accountability call. And so you can do the pod in literally 10 to 15 hours a week if that's all you have time for in your doTERRA business. If you're full-time and you're doing 20 to 30 hours, that'll be super easy for you. After the first 8 weeks, then you go to monthly accountability calls for the last 4 months. So the first 8 weeks are the more intensive part where you're really getting the ball rolling, which is what a lot of you guys need, where so too many people do doTERRA if it's convenient. It just happens if it happens. And then you wish that you were making more profit in your business. You just have to treat your business more professionally. And so this is going to give you the perfect strategy to show up in a time efficient way that still allows you to be a mom or a dad or have another job, and also have your doTERRA business start to unfold profitably. Does that answer that question well?
Yep. And those 6 months too, like a lot of times you're going to see those of us that develop courses and programs and whatnot, we're going to put expiration dates and timelines on them because that helps you show up.
Yep. Yeah.
Because otherwise we buy stuff and it'll sit and we'll be like, oh, that sounds nice. And then you're, squirrel, you're on something else the next day. But if you spend money on something and there is a deadline, you're more likely to pay attention to it and follow through. So that's why, regardless of who it is, that's why we do those things.
Let's see, Michelle's asking pods with your downline or with crossline. Yes, yes, and yes. It can be your upline, your downline, your crossline, a mix of all the above. You guys, the pods don't even have to be people of the same rank. I have pods that have elites and diamonds in the same pod. It's great. The point is that nobody's better than anybody else. We're just here to fine tune our strategy and our skill set. Really good question, Michelle.
So perfect. Be sure to use this here. If you don't have enough friends, cross lines, down lines, up lines interested, you can use the comments here, come back to them, and be sure if you're posting in the comments, like Tanya did, interested in created a pod, I am silver, right? So doesn't mean you all have to be the same rank, like Andrew said, but at least if you all can start getting together and make this, make it affordable for you. That's what it's all about, right? And then that way you can afford to do many things.
Joanne asked a good question, Lisa. She said, can you explain why it's 6 months long? Not sure I'd have the perseverance for a 6-month course. I love that. So Joanne, I'd ask you this. Are you going to be building doTERRA for the next 6 months? All we're going to do is just make sure that you're doing it strategically and skillfully during that 6 months. So then, yeah, that's all. So for example, Joanne, the first week is enroll 3 customers with LRP. You're going to do that anyway. We're just going to make sure that you do it strategically in that week. The second week is enroll 2 builders with LRP. The next 4 weeks after that is mastering the duplication of elite rank, whether it's you hitting elite yourself for the first time or duplicating 3 elites for silver or whatever rank you're going for. And then on and on you go. So it's not going to be watching videos for 6 months. It's going to be building your business just like you already were. We'll just add more strategy and skill to it. That's all.
What kind of timeline does this run? Is it set specific, like it starts on this day, or it's as soon as they have their pod put together, they order it and they can start because it's ready to go anytime they're comfortable with?
So if they want to, so to get the discounts, I was going to say, let's put your special link up and leave it up for a week so that people have an entire 7 days to get their pods together, if that's how they want to go. If you want to start individually, just click the checkout button and go ahead. Go gangbusters. If you want to do a pod, once you check out with your pod, you can start the pod whenever you want. So like I did a live event back in December, and people wanted the discount that I offered at my event, but they didn't want to start their pod till January 1st. So they checked out, got the discount, and they started on January 1st. Once you check out. Okay. Yeah, so you can start the pod whenever you want.
And then that's when the 6 months starts. So for example, a lot of people are doing WWZD, and I can already see the panic on their faces because, you know, processing more than one thing at a time is like, wait, what? So they could check out with their pod and start it when WWZD is over. Some of them are going to want to do it together, right? Because they're going to pull the pieces together. Some can only process one thing at a time. They could launch their pod like March 1st.
Absolutely. Yep, totally.
Months from, oh, fantastic. I love that. Okay.
And just so you know, like Laura and a few other people, don't think you have to have 5 people in a pod. You can have a successful pod with 3 people or even 2 people. The point is that you've got at least one really good accountability buddy to keep you on course, and you keep them on course. So Cindy says, I'm interested, I'm only elite. That is not only. Elite's an awesome, if you're an elite, you know how to build all the building block for all the other ranks. That's great. Yes. So just keep going.
That's we love great. Elites. Elites build the whole business. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Lisa says, how long does the pod training go for? You might have missed that, Liza. It's 6 months for a pod. If you do it if you do the individual